Hey, it's Mrs. J. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to learn how to make this simple cube and this simple peg. And we're going to use an insert constraint to put them together. Let's see if we can do that, make them come together. That's what we're going to look at on this video so you can see it. Okay. So let's try doing File. We're going to make the whole part so you can make it real quick. File, New, and Part. We're going to go on the top left corner, start a new 2D sketch. We're going to go on the XY plane. Use the rectangle tool, top left. Click on the center origin, drag to the right, and type in 2. Hit the tab button on the left side of your keyboard and type in 2. Then hit enter. 2, tab 2. If you came up with different values here, hit escape. You just double click on the number to change it. Once you're done, finish the sketch. Don't extrude yet. Finish the sketch first. Finish. Hit the house button. House button shows up when you hover. Come over to the top left to extrude, and we'll type in 2. We have a nice cube that's 2 by 2 by 2. You can go forward or back by dragging the arrow. It doesn't matter for this one which way you do it. Okay, let's come up to the top of the cube and right click. So I hovered on the top. I did right click on my mouse using my center finger and I hit new sketch. I'm going to use a pan tool to drag to the left just so I can see it. Then I'm come up to the top left, hit the circle tool and left click the circle. Somewhere in the middle, type in 1. I am off center, so I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard. I'm going to use the dimension tool, make this bigger so it's in front of you. There you go, dimension tool, hit the center of the circle, the side of the cube, and always drag off the object so it's not confused for an object line. Left click and change it to 1. Now that made it align to the right. It's also okay to the left, but we have to look at the top and the bottom. So dimension tool, I'm still in it. I'm going to left click in the center, I'm going to left click on the top of the cube, come off the object again, left click, 1, enter. Now it's a square so it knows that it's okay on either side. So top, bottom, and left, right, it's good. Finish your sketch. I want to use the extrude tool one more time, but I'm going to drag it down if I can reach it there. I'm going to drag that arrow down the opposite direction, and I want it to be 1. So change that to 1 inside. There you go. And then hit enter on your keyboard or click OK on either one of the menus. Now I'm going to come up here to the center where it says adjust, those color wheels that are up there. Adjust this gives you a little color, some RGB values you can play with. I'm just doing this for contrast. It's not necessary, but it helps you see what you're doing. I'm going to left click. I'm going to drag it all the way across. That selects the entire object, inside, outside, around. You can do it separately and play with this, have fun, but I'm just going to make some contrast so you can see it. All right, I'm going to go blue and hit OK. Okay, that is all good. In order to use it in assembly, I need to save it. You just have a name. So I'm going to hit the save button, top left, and I'm going to call this cube 5. You can call it whatever makes you happy. Don't use the word part because you'll have thousands over the years. Hit save. Okay, I'm going to come up to File, and I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to make a new part. In some software, you can make the part right next to it and put it together, like Tinkercad or Fusion. Inventor does not do that. So new part file. We're going to start a new 2D sketch to the top left corner. And I'm going to use a different plane this time. So come over here, highlight this one. It's nice and flat. Going to left click that. Use the circle tool. Click in the center. Circle was top left. Click in the center. Type in 1. Hit enter. And then top right, finish the sketch. See how it makes it flat in front of you? I'm going to scroll out a little bit and hit my house key. There you go. Scroll out. And then extrude it, top left, extrude 1 inch. Hit OK. It's going to default to 1 inch because that's what we just used. All right, put that in front of me. I'm going to use the color wheel again. So I'm going to get that. I wish it wouldn't go right on top of the object, but that's okay. Left click, go across, and then give it some nice, we're going to go yellow this time. There we go. just so we can see it when we do the assembly. Okay, click the green check mark. We're going to save it. I'm going to call this PEG, P-E-G. Looks like it made one already, so I'll call it 2. Okay, so now it doesn't matter if they're open or closed. When you start your assembly, you're all good. So I'm going to go to the top left, File, New, Assembly, or .iam file. Assembly. It's going to be blank. You're going to bring in your parts. If it ever says place from Content Center or CAD files or iLogic, we're only using regular place. And then it should default to the last folder you saved in. Hopefully it'll make it easy on you and you don't have to search for your files. So Cube 5, open. And all I have to do is left click and it places it. It stays on your mouse though. That way you could make like as many as you want. You just left click repeatedly. So if you make a car with wheels, you just make one wheel, bring them all in, you know. Hit escape when you have as many as you want, which is 1. And then we're going to go place. And now we're going to bring in the PEG. Open. Again, left click. You can do as many as you want, but I'm going to hit escape when I'm ready. Okay, so we're going to play with the constraint tool, not the join tool. And we're going to play with the insert feature. So it defaults to mate, which gives you mate and flush, and we'll play with that in a minute. But for now, we're going to look at insert. So come over here, hover. You'll need to know the names of all these for if certification testing. So we're going to go to insert right here. And I'm going to leave it on opposed. So we can do opposed or we can do align. We're going to play with those and see how it does. So I'm going to click in the center of the cube. I'm going to click on the cylinder and it's going to move them together. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Sorry about this. Let's go back here. See this undo button? Top left, undo current command. Let's do that. I forgot to ground my cube. So the cube went to the PEG, but I want the PEG to go in the cube. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to see grounded. I'm going to check it. This guy's grounded. So now when I hover, you see my mouse is the same on the PEG. When I hover on the cube, see the thumbtack? That means, hey, I stuck it there. So it's check marked. I stuck it there. It won't move. You can bring anything on top of it, but it'll stay where it is. So let's try that again. Forgive me for not doing that first. Constraint, insert, leave the rest the way it is. Hit the center of your cube, and then click on, I forgot which way your arrow has to go, one way or the other. Well, let's play with it and see. Not that way. I'm going to hit cancel. Try it again. Constraint, insert, left click inside. Let's make that arrow go down. So maybe I did need to use the line. Let's try that. Cancel, constraint, insert, and then let's try this. So I tried aligned. Go here and then here. There you go. Okay, made sense because it looks like the picture. So in case you missed that, I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to undo. I did constraint, insert, aligned. I hit the inside of my cube, and then I made my arrow go down here. See how I'm hovering and arrows changing? Go down. You can always change it by messing with the offset. Hit apply. Once you hit apply, it stays there. If you don't hit apply, it could go away. And then you could use this repeatedly if you have more. Thanks for watching.